Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I posted a video, and what better time to post a video than to show you a new carving material, at least new to me, that I have never tried before in another rubber review. And so today we have the Factis, the artist carving block that I've recently received in the mail, and I just wanted to show you what it's like and how it is to carve. So if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, if you're interested in stamp carving, feel free to subscribe. So this one I've known about for quite some time, and someone a couple years ago had posted on Instagram saying, hey, have you tried this particular material? And I had at the time looked to see if I could try to get it from somewhere, but it looked like it was available only in England and or in Europe, and I couldn't find a way to get it into Canada or into the United States. So it came up again, and I probably overspent trying to purchase this and get this into Canada. I ultimately found it available in the marketplace section of Amazon UK, and I ordered it in, paying I think about triple the normal price for the slab, but a huge amount of money in fees to get it shipped here. So I think I've seen this particular size. So this one is 15 centimeters by 9 centimeters for about £2 British, which is about $3 Canadian and probably about $2.50 US. This I paid $6 because I'm insane, and then it was double that again for shipping. So not exactly an inexpensive material if you needed to import it anywhere, but it looks to be really inexpensive in Europe. So if this is what some of you have been using, I'm excited to try to check it out. So when I received it, the first thing I noticed was that even though it was blue, it looks a lot like Speedy Carve. Yes, of course, it's not the same color, but just how it's packaged, the thickness and everything. So I actually have a packaged slab of Speedy Carve here. And the thing is they are very, very similar. They're a different size. This one's actually 4 by 6 inches, so it's about 10 centimeters, where this one's a little bit shy of about a centimeter. But if you look at them, they actually have the same sort of cut, the same exact thickness, the same way it's been packaged, the same corners as a result of the packaging, and the same sort of floppiness level to them. So I'm wondering, and my theory at the moment is that this might be the same manufacturer, and I would note that both of them are actually made in Spain. So this one's made in Spain, and this one down here in very light text it says made in Spain. So I'm wondering if it's just rebranded by a different company. The other thing I wanted to point out is sort of in North America, there's a blue stuff that is related to the Speedball kind, and it's this blue stuff, Speedy Cut Easy. I have another video on Speedy Cut, the beige material, but spoiler alert, I'm not a huge fan, and this one's actually somehow worse. So these are definitely different just by how it feels in the package. This is much harder. You can even in the package see it's already crumbling. This is definitely not the same material. So what I found interesting on the package is it's got some English on here, and it says it's soft and flexible vinyl block to produce rubber stamps. The thickness allows cutting on both sides. The smooth surfaces can be easily cut without crumbling. Latex-free block does not contain phthalates or banned heavy metals. Use of solvents causes damage to the block, which is interesting because I use acetone almost exclusively for doing my transfers. So I'm going to be interested to try that out. So without further ado, let's open this up and see what we have. Yeah, that feels a lot like the pink stuff. So I will say it's not pilling as I'm rubbing it. It's very pliable. It has the same texture and firmness and level of squish as does the current formulation of the pink. Let me see. It doesn't really have any smell to it, slightly like plastic, but that could be the plastic package it came in. There is a minor flaw in it there, but that could just be this block, and generally it looks just like what I'd expect from a regular block. So these stripes here are actually from the plastic that was on there. And I notice here it's got a bit of a rough edge, and it looks like somebody may have ground the edge of the package when maybe in shipping or something like that. I don't think that's the actual block. I noticed that on the outside too. So that's interesting. Okay, so I did want to try both gouge carving and knife carving with this, and I am going to use acetone on it because why not? I want to see what happens to this material if it indeed melts or something, you know, bad happens to it. The other thing about the size, that it's 9 centimeters as opposed to 15, is that the pink suffers from this issue, and I believe it's from the manufacturing process, where the edges actually aren't square. So when you look at the corner, the edge here, you can actually see it a bit, although it's hard to show. I've got it up like this. It narrows at the edge. Yeah, you can't really see it the way I've got this set up. I think it's pinched at the sides when this is being made. And I wonder if maybe this is narrower because that's cut off, because as I'm looking at it, it doesn't have that problem. Yeah. So it looks pretty squared up. So maybe they've cut the edges off for this particular formulation. Who knows? Okay, so I am going to try my acetone transfer. So if you haven't seen these videos before, I use a Brother laser printer, and it has toner, like the powder, the black drum, and it's one of the models that if you print and you go over it with some acetone, the toner lifts up and redeposits on the rubber, making for a really quick and easy transfer. Hardest part is finding the right gizmo, but once you do, it's amazing. So it caused a little ridge there, but if I didn't know that was happening, I would have told you this, it transfers exactly like the pink stuff. Guys, I'm really thinking this is just a rebranding of the pink. So let me try again. And of course the pink also has a problem where it'll, if you leave acetone on it long enough, it'll melt. So let's see this one, shell. Oh, I didn't do a great job myself. So there it goes. Yeah, I mean, it melted a teeny bit from where the pressure was. It's changed the texture of the surface, so I'm not sure what that's about. So why don't I try to fill in that gap by pencil transferring part of it, see how that works. So that part that didn't transfer, that's because I'm doing it quickly and from behind a camera, so I'm not paying as much attention. So that's a user error, not, I don't blame the material for that. So that's all about getting this lined up properly. And there we go. Okay, so from a transfer perspective, that's pretty much exactly what I would have expected from the pink. Oh, pardon me. And yeah, no, the transfer went easily, and I would definitely do that again. So transfer is great. Let's try cutting it now. So I don't plan on carving all of it with knife. Yeah, it slices it slices just the same way, with a nice steady edge on it, no pilling, the way I would have expected the pink to do. All right, so I'm going to start with the gouge carving first. I'm going to use, this is just the regular Speedball #1 tip gouge to cut out the insides, and I'll let you know how this goes. So there's the rough cutout with just the #1. This carves, it's nice and soft, but not too soft, and it's smooth and it would take detail well. I'm carving right from behind this video camera, so if I was doing this under my magnifier, I think I could get really nice, clean, fine details with it. So something nice to carve with. So there with my #4 tip, which is a nice flat tip I like to use to clear out the edges. This one is actually, I wanted to try it because it's very dull. I need to replace it quite badly actually, but even still carving in my hands, it was nice and smooth. So I'm really happy with that. Just gonna clean it up now. So there you go. From a carving perspective with the gouge, it's great, but I would say it carves identically to the Speedy Carve. So let me try carving a whole design with a knife now, and we'll see what this gets us. It's going to be interesting carving like this. So there you go. There's the rough cut in with the letters. I'm going to go and clear out the outside. I have to say the way the pieces come out, there's the same elasticity or lack thereof that the pink has. Guys, this is either a pink, the same manufacturer, or a very, very good knockoff. So. Okay, so there we are. There is the final carve there, a little rough, but guys, this, yeah, it's great to carve on. It's a little tacky, the same way that the pink stuff can be if you use acetone to transfer. So let's see how these guys print. What I've done is I've grabbed a, I've got a dye ink set and pigment ink just to see how these carve. So let's see what we got here. This is my Memento dies. Oh, this one might be dying, as it were. It looks like it went on evenly. It's not beating up too much. Looks great. Well, there you go. Look at that. So the ink goes on really well. I do want to try it with the pigment ink too. So it's going on quite nicely. Oh, that looks great. So what do I think about this? So I really do think this is just the pink again in a different formulation color. Oops, I just got my skin on there. It carves just like the pink stuff. I would definitely carve it again. I wouldn't pay what I've had to pay in order to get it into Canada for it though. But I'm wondering if maybe why the pink stuff looks more expensive in North America is because it's covering sort of the cost of shipping, because it's not exactly a light material to ship. So I think that's about it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll try to answer them. I would, like I said, definitely buy this again, but I'd probably buy it if I was on a trip or something in Europe so I could bring it home a little bit more cheaply. I hope that helps. If you have another carving material you'd like to see a review on, let me know. I do have a whole lineup of them that are ready to go. It's just a time commitment thing more than anything else. So thanks for following if you watched it all the way to the end, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.